All right, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're chilling. You know I'm chilling. If I'm not chilling, I'm definitely trying to, and that's how it goes. It's just the pursuit of chillness, I guess, starring Will Smith. You're probably wondering, Sam, come on, man, you just released an hour yesterday. What are you doing? 2 episodes in 1 week? You're a lunatic. Get out of here. We're sick of hearing your voice. I don't care. I'm doing this. I'm doing this for the people that want to hear it, and so I'm doing it for myself because I love to hear myself talk. People are always telling me, they're like, "Man, you got to stop doing the podcast. We hate it. We listen to it and we hate it." And the joke's on you, suckers. You keep listening to it. I don't care. I'm getting that sweet, sweet play count. But yeah, this week's kind of special. It's first time I've actually had guests on. I mean, I had one guest on before the first day we figured out how to use the mixer, but this is like a full-length interview or whatever. They're coming on to talk about a short film they made, and getting into a bunch of festivals and stuff. So I'm not going to talk about too much of that on the top, but I wanted to apologize, as it was the first time me trying to mix multiple voices. I don't think I did the best job. Parts of it can get a little clunky, hard to hear. And you know what? I'm not a great interviewer anyway, so the questions I ask aren't really great. But I guess this isn't a great sell. So I'm just going to let you guys listen to it and let me know what you think. All right.
All right, how's it going? Hope you're chilling. I'm chilling. I'm chilling with a few people today. A little different than normal. I've got a bunch of guys who worked on a short film called Inside, right?
Yep.
Is that? Yep.
That's correct.
All right. I've got some questions about that, but let's do introductions. I've got the director, Tony Perkins, here. You wanna?
Hello, I'm Tony.
Hi. That's Tony. I've got Alexander. He shot the flick.
That's right. Hi.
And Sam Kaiser. Kaiser?
Yes.
Yeah. He did a bunch of things. Produced, edited, and did the rewrites for the final project, right?
Yes. Yep.
So one of you guys want to tell me just a little bit about what this flick is about? I've seen it. I don't know if I got it totally. I know I didn't laugh, so maybe
That's
I got
common. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Definitely not a comedy.
You didn't get it apparently then.
No, okay. So it's just super dark.
It's a sequel to The Room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
saw that, but I didn't get that one totally either. But yeah, just a brief synopsis of what it's about.
It's about a young girl that's
How young?
suffering, 20s, early 20s.
Okay.
Suffering from extreme PTSD and depression.
Ugh.
And
Was she in the army?
No.
Okay, so she's not a vet, just like
No.
traumatic.
Something happened to her
T,
that.
T stands for traumatic in
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yes.
Okay, yikes. Do we find out in the film?
Yes, that's like it's kind of her uncovering her blacked out memories.
Ooh,
Very-
okay.
Very. There was a movie that I saw a long time ago that I tried to forget that ended up becoming this movie, The Mechanic.
I've never seen
yeah.
that.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah,
basically
okay.
the same movie.
Is that the one where he lost all the weight and looked like a weirdo freak?
Yeah.
Okay, well, one of them, I guess.
That's all I know from it.
The
I've never
Machinist.
seen it.
Yeah,
I've
The
just
Machinist,
seen the
not the
poster. Oh,
yeah, that's right. Machinist.
Turns into the Batman halfway through that
Yeah.
one, right? Is that the first Batman movie? Okay, so she's discovering things about herself that she's avoided dealing with, right?
Yeah, there's a family tragedy, and she suppressed it.
Okay.
And it's kind of a visual representation of, everything's normal. She's going about her normal day, and then all of a sudden, everything is terrible. And
Sure.
you kind of show that visually because you can't control it, and it just, happens out of nowhere sometimes.
So, how did you guys did you experiment visually, like showing crazy type imagery or anything like that, or is it?
Yeah, we did a little on camera side. We shot. So there's two realities that take place within the film. One being just her day to day, and the second being this it's kind of an alternate realm, I suppose, where she's being haunted by this figure. But we shot the day-to-day on the Red Epic, I believe, and we shot the alternate universe on an anamorphic lens using the A7S II.
And I'm not super familiar with being on a film set, but Tony, as the director, you yell lights, camera, action, and Alec, you take care of lights and camera.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, I can get behind that.
I'd say you
He
yell. I mean, that's
he dabbles too, though.
Okay. Any sound speed or
Yeah,
what's
lots of
what's
that.
your favorite thing to yell before it take?
Waiting on sound.
Yeah, okay. I get that. We had to wait a little bit today because I didn't know how to
hear-
set up the headphones.
Waiting on
hear that a lot. Yeah.
And so Sam, you worked on sound for this project? Or no, you did editing.
I did the editing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was your sound guy? Can we throw...
We had
Yeah.
a
Somebody
few.
under the bus.
Whoever was
Whoever
there
was
that
holding the
day.
mic.
Yeah.
The boom that
Whoever
day
was
was the
available,
sound person,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because sound's very important.
Oh,
As
yeah.
you would know.
It was a nightmare for
Absolutely.
me.
They'll forgive us for
afterwards.
image. They
A
won't
lot
forgive
of
us for
our sound was
sound.
done in post. A lot of it
Yes.
was full read.
Yep. And there was, some days where we had an experienced person doing it, and I could definitely tell. And there was other days where it wasn't so much. So it was kind of tricky sometimes.
And experience makes all the difference when it comes to being behind the scenes. Yeah? I don't know.
Yeah.
Nobody invites me to film sets because I don't know what I'm doing.
Can I tell a quick joke?
Please.
Why does thunder happen after lightning?
I just figured God was really happy with the picture he took, so he's like,
Because even God has to wait on sound.
okay, well, yours is better. That's why I'm working on this
I think
podcast.
that might be Tony's, but feel free to use it.
Absolutely, it's mine now.
So nerdy.
As per usual, starting last episode, you end every joke with a waka 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 waka. That's you'll have to dive into the podcast if you're interested in figuring out the backstory to that. Is this you guys' first festival you've ever been accepted to?
No. This is
Big league. I'm into it.
8th or 9th now, I think.
Okay,
For this film.
Yeah.
for this film, and
Yeah.
have you submitted other work to other festivals?
I personally haven't.
I submitted some music videos and stuff like that, but nothing like this.
And you directed a music video for the Truck Fighters that drew some controversy in Sweden.
Yeah, Swedish people didn't like me for a summer.
It was a cool video.
Yeah.
Swedish people suck.
Yeah.
I'm saying it. I don't care.
No, I understand it, but I'm glad that the band did the right thing and that everything kind of smoothed over.
Yeah, for sure. And so this is it the festival premiere at the Mespies for Inside?
For
No, it's
No.
not. I mean,
No.
it's probably the first we'll be attending. It's just been the other places.
Yeah, it has been in one locally here in Minnesota
Okay.
a while ago, but a lot of the other ones were out of state and different online festivals and stuff like that.
Couldn't find yourself traveling for those.
No.
For sure. And are you guys all out of school now? Because we all went to the same school, similar programs.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, we're done.
How are you finding it in the real world as filmmakers? You're all kind of a member of this collective or production company, No Idea Productions, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
How's that going?
It's all right. I don't know, getting emails, talking to people about promos and music videos and all that stuff.
Yeah?
But we did just finish shooting our first feature film, so that was a big step.
That is the biggest undertaking, right? Unless you're setting out to make like a trilogy or something, but none of us are
You never
Star
know.
Wars nerds, so we don't talk about trilogies. So Road to Damascus, that's sweet. What's the page count? What's the runtime on that bad boy looking like?
That's one of the things I'm kind of worried about, but honestly, I don't really. The more I think about it, I'm not too worried about it anymore. I just want it to be good.
Yeah.
It's like it could be 20 minutes long, and I'll be happy with that.
It will not be
It
20
will
minutes.
be 20 minutes, so no.
It's a 98-page script, though.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's feature length. I think he's just talking about in the edit what it's
Mhm.
going to come down to.
For sure.
So we're happy with it, though.
Yeah. And what is that about? What did you guys do on it? You know?
I was the director, Alec was the cinematographer, and Sam here is editing it.
Yeah, so we're
Okay.
basically reprising our roles
Yeah,
inside.
that's good. That's a good fit then.
Mhm.
Right on.
Yeah.
You got any big projects in the works for what's up next?
Not really. I mean, just trying to do this post-production on this film. We got quite the road ahead of us still. But aside from that, just, putting more things on the calendar. That's about it.
Okay, for sure. And when you edit it, this is something I've always wanted to get into, is adding like goofy sound effects. Are you gonna do anything like that? Like boing?
You know,
or
certain movies that works really, really well for.
Road to Damascus is
Yeah,
not.
it's not. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I can throw those in there just for
That'd be great.
showing it to Tony and saying, I'm really proud of this, and then just have it
Okay,
be littered with horrible sound effects. That might be.
Do you know Max?
Max. New York Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met him one time outside
Okay.
on a sidewalk.
Yeah.
I could tell he was from New York.
Maxwell did
They're always on the
Hamill.
sidewalks.
Yeah, he wrote the script, Road to Damascus, and just a sign of it. When I was at the summer school with Chris Groshin over the summer, I was talking.
Chris Groshin was our first guest on the Deviled Advocate.
Oh, nice.
He taught me how to set up the mixing board. Not very well though, because I
It's a
still
man
don't
of
know how
many
to
talents.
get the headphones figured out.
I'll never listen to Chris Groshin's film recommendations after he recommended The Hitman's Bodyguard.
Homie told me he didn't like Napoleon Dynamite, and I almost just chopped him right there. Yeah. He's not into comedies, and apparently, if he likes the
It's a
Hitman's
really
Bodyguard,
weird thing to not be into.
right? That's what I'm saying. So where's this titular road to Damascus located? Is it a physical road, or is it more of a
It's a
proverbial-
metaphorical road, I
Okay.
think. It's a biblical.
It's a biblical
I actually
Not
don't know
evidence.
why. I was actually wondering that too.
Well, it's a
why it's
biblical
titled
reference,
that.
but it's also a reference to St. Paul, like the what they called the road to Damascus in like whatever when people are going west.
Sure,
They-
like
Saint- they called St. Paul
2007.
the road to Damascus. It was like one of the like nicknames for it, like Granite City and St. Cloud or whatever.
Sure. Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. And
The more you know.
I'm assuming again, this one's not a very funny flick.
No.
Based on what's it about?
There's one joke.
One joke.
I
Even
have-
Get
I
Out
don't
had
know.
like.
I don't know if
I'm
that's
about
true.
so I'm about 20 to 25 scenes edited through it, and there is one character who does like to ad lib some stuff, and I have kept some of that in.
All
and,
right.
and
Yeah.
it's made me laugh.
King.
So yeah, no,
No,
the guy who's wearing the red.
Oh, Chris.
Ooh,
Chris.
red
Yeah.
guy.
No, he's so good.
Yeah.
he's so on top.
If
of
you ever get the
So there's
chance
some-
to work
there's
with
some
Chris
bits in there.
Carney,
Chris Carney,
hire him.
you're getting
He
called
is
out.
he
he's
is
on LA
amazing.
now, though.
I've
Pretty talented guy.
Oh, he's
kept the
fantastic.
camera on him
Very
a
good.
lot.
Very good.
Okay,
We had a
let it
lot
run.
of talented people in this film.
Right on. That's what you hope for when you're making a flick, right?
How many people auditioned? Didn't you? You had like an insane amount of
We
auditions.
saw like 125 people in 2 days.
Jeez. What's let's go over kind of the production of an indie feature film. How did you guys started with a script, or did you come together and say let's
It
get a
started
script?
with the script. Initially, it wasn't even finished when we started looking at it. It was a webisode thing. It was written over the summer in that summer class for MCTC.
okay like a mini
Like
series
Saturday
type thing?
night, Yeah.
Yeah, originally it was 6 12-minute episodes or roughly something like that. And we had just talked about the sort of format we wanted to distribute it in, I think. And, this is a film that we want to put into festivals, and we didn't really know
For sure.
if that would fit the criteria.
You can't. There's not a lot of places you can go with a web series, other than just getting your work out there, right?
Yeah,
we
and
did
maybe there
16
is. I mean, just
episodes.
with how things are nowadays, but
Oh, absolutely. With things like Broad City and high maintenance getting, I don't know,
Well,
their
what
own
was
runs.
that show
but-
that just came out on Netflix, the End of the Fucking World? Or
yeah,
whatever.
for sure.
Like that's
awesome.
like a 3-hour movie, and then they just if they would have
Oh.
just cut a half hour out of it, it could have been a movie instead of a series.
Mhm.
But Netflix
Absolutely.
knows that you'll get more rewatches.
I was blown away with that show. First of all, because
Show's
the
amazing.
pilot episode's like 17 minutes, and I'm all about shortening the content
Mm-hmm.
and get as much of the content as possible. But yeah, what a crazy guy. Just a serial killer? Is he just a romantic? Who knows? So you guys wound up with a script, and then what happened next? Did you crowdfund? Did you you have like a really nice uncle who likes to write checks?
That's
Yeah.
what everyone hopes for.
Right? Yeah. Thank you, Uncle Jerry.
All in all, I mean, really, we didn't have that much like money going into it. We all had a lot of experience and knowledge, and we had some toys that we had all purchased over time, and then Max was the lead producer on this, and he was the one who sourced a lot of money. But yeah, we did do some crowdsourcing towards the end, right before all the casting and stuff.
Right on. So casting, 150 people in 2 days. What kind of snacks did you provide?
Just water.
Just water? That's cold-blooded.
It's an
I get
indie
it.
film.
It's
Yeah,
a-
we
yeah,
can't.
yeah,
We
film.
can't.
It's
afford that.
not even
I don't have that
saltines.
George
That'd probably
Clooney
be even
money,
worse.
you
Let's get you sponsored by tequila or something, and then you can sponsor this podcast so I can get paid for all the hard work I put into this, which is very much.
so much.
So then you had to pick a time to film. How did you decide on that? Living in Minnesota, did it call for snow?
Yeah.
Initially, the script called for snow. He rewrote it to work for summer, just because we knew what it's like to film in the snow. And I told him to change it back, and he got really excited about it. And
Yeah.
he was like, because that's the way it was supposed to be intended.
It was better in the winter.
Yeah, it's
a little
important.
colder.
I mean, it's a Minnesota
It
story.
plays a
It's
lot
set
into
here
it.
in the Twin Cities, and
You're missing
I mean,
out on
can
a
you
big
really
part of
tell a
Minnesota.
Twin Cities story without snow on the ground? But
Right.
No, I mean it works itself into the movie, and I don't think it'd be the same flick. If
Yeah,
it
the
would've been
cold is
set.
an element of the story.
Absolutely.
It really
sure.
is.
You can't recreate that
It's oppressive
in the summer.
man.
Yeah. No, I like 9 out of 10 Minnesotans suffer from seasonal affective disorder,
Yep.
and there's just a bunch of weaklings, in my opinion. Get one of those lamps or something, or go outside. I don't care. Take a vitamin D pill. What was your shoot like? How long did you do it?
It was supposed to be a month and a half. It ended up being about 2.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't very hectic. I thought like the first 3 weeks were really hectic. That was like most of our interiors, because we still didn't have snow, so we scheduled it to do all of our interiors first. And a lot of the dialogue and a lot of the big performances take place in the interiors. So
You're getting all the money shots out of the way right away,
pretty much,
which
it
is
was a lot of
backwards
that, yeah.
generally.
Yeah. No, that was difficult at times because I mean we were trying to find our groove.
Yeah,
You know, and to have these big moments.
and you all worked together before, but on
Yeah,
nothing
it-
quite
it
as
wa- it-
daunting.
no, it's so
Yeah.
different.
It's a lot different. I mean, in my head, I broke it up like several short films, or like kind of like the episodes that he had it originally written in, where it's like the different chapters, and I just kind of thought of it as like 5 short films or 6 short films.
For
or-
sure. I was going to ask you about transitioning from, because this is all of your first feature films, I imagine.
Yep.
What's the transition like, gone from directing, a 10-minute flick to an hour and 20 minutes or whatever?
I didn't feel guilty having people work for free for 3 days.
Yeah.
I felt really guilty after 2.5 months.
Yeah, for sure. Let's hope the movie is so good that everybody's just happy that they got a chance to work on it.
I think people already are, and that was the big part of it. I mean, people knew going into it, we didn't have money for it, but we all wanted to make it.
Yeah.
And it's a strong story, and everybody was really happy to give their time for
They
it.
still
And
showed up.
that doesn't mean that it wasn't difficult. I think the biggest thing, I said it was different earlier, shooting the feature than the short, it was very similar, but when you're shooting a short, you know, you do it for 3 days, and then you have that cool downtime. But
Absolutely.
we had to keep going, you know, and you can burn out really quick. But
For
it's
sure.
about stamina.
And you're all still
Endurance.
standing, sitting, I guess.
We made it.
And do you all work, normal jobs? Like, I deliver pizzas. I'm not just a professional podcast host and radio personality.
I've just been working freelance in the film industry. Since
Okay.
school, so
Nice. So
that's
you're
what I
paying
do.
the bills with your education.
Well, sometimes.
Okay. I'm into it. Yeah. You're getting paid occasionally. You're
can.
paying your bills less occasionally.
Yeah, I do the same thing, but I also work for Lyft and Amazon when I'm not getting a lot of gigs. So
Yeah, for sure. Which is tough when your car gets stolen, which happened to me. Also happened to you. It's
Yeah.
tough. You ever think about writing a movie about a stolen car, maybe producing one?
I got the pizza delivery script.
I
It's still going.
I just dug the outline out of my screenwriting book and I read that over. There's still something there.
Dude.
If you want to produce my John Carpenter ripoff delivery guy movie this summer, it's all you.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for people to work for free. You guys know how
Give me
that is.
scripts, dude. Give me
Yeah,
scripts.
give me time. I gotta write it. I'm working on it, which means I'm thinking about it. So how does it feel? You're just waiting on it to be done, to see that first rough cut.
Yeah, actually, I just saw the first 10 minutes the other day. A couple of scenes all cut together, and it was very interesting. It was nice to see it kind of coming together. You know,
Yeah.
it's good. It's got a ways to go.
It's like you're giving birth. Sam, in this situation, you're the one giving birth.
I am.
These 10 minutes are the
We
that
had the
sweet
sex.
hairy head
We
of
had
that
the
baby.
sex.
Yes.
We
And
made
it's
the
crowning.
sex.
Tony comes with the footage. That's him having.
That's my seed.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
for sure.
And then I slowly give
I
birth.
filmed the whole thing.
yeah.
Yeah. I was in the room. I had the camera. I had the lights.
These guys
they
work.
call me DP for a reason.
No, these guys worked their asses off for months, and then now it's my time to.
For sure. And are you editing it in order from beginning to end, or
You know what? I actually am.
Okay, I don't
which
know
is
anything
not
about
common. But I think for this one, I just felt like that would help me with it.
Yeah.
With the pacing and everything, I didn't want to edit a scene that happens way later on and then go back to the beginning and realize that they're way too different or anything like that. So
For
I just
sure.
kind of wanted to start it.
And then, yeah, get that first rough cut out of the way chronologically. Go back, figure out what needs to be lengthened and shortened or whatever. But did you shoot the film out of order, as
Oh,
is
yeah.
as is
Yeah.
normal on
We had
productions?
Yeah, we did shoot like one of our semi-last scenes towards the end, and that was kind of cool.
More of a coincidence than
Yeah.
planning, though.
A little bit.
Yeah, I was waiting on weather, a lot of that.
How do you guys not get confused when doing it out of order?
Planning.
Man, yeah, it's all about the planning, and big props to Tony and Max and Caroline, Josh Braun, because
You're just giving me
Oh,
people
man.
to tag when I release this, so maybe I'll
Yeah.
get 54.
no, they did great.
55.
I mean, that's where it all comes together, you know. And this movie has a lot of moving parts. There's things that happen out of order in the film itself. So
I suppose,
when we're
yeah.
talking chronologically, I mean, there's a whole new meaning to that, I think, in this
Mhm.
particular film.
Yeah, deconstructing it. I like
Um,
that.
But no, it could be confusing at times, but
There
So-
was one scene that we shot where it was our first weekend, and we got it out. It was an out of focus shot of a guy looking at a AA token, and
And that stands for.
Alcoholics Anonymous.
Okay, for sure. Yeah. I'm watching Nashville. There's a whole storyline about AA.
So we had to go back and we had to reshoot it, and the day we went and reshot it, we forgot that in the other shots he was wearing a sweater, and it's the only scene in the entire movie where he was wearing a t-shirt and a sweater, and not a t-shirt, a sweater, and a jacket.
Yeah.
And so we shot it with just the t-shirt on our reshoot, and then we had to go back and reshoot it a third time.
The reshoot.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So
Third
you
time
could
was
have
the
a
charm?
sweater on, yeah.
Man, what's the deal with people wearing sweaters and not wearing sweaters? It's like, just get it right.
Get it together, man.
Is that on the actor? Or is that on?
No, that's
No.
on wardrobe, which we didn't really have a wardrobe.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, it's also on any script supervisor or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, that guy's supposed to be watching the script. He's also supposed to be watching costumes.
I mean, he's supposed to be watching continuity
what's
as
on the
well.
screen,
Yeah.
continuity on the
I would
screen.
love that job. I love continuity.
Yeah,
It's
we had
hard. It's
Joey
really hard.
Vale,
I can't imagine.
Joey Vale did that for us for most of it. And
That dude's
He
always got
wasn't
cool
there
hair.
that weekend.
no, I mean he kind of hopped in late in the game, but when he was there, he did great things. So
Yeah,
thank you,
right on.
Joey.
Shout out Joey. He's going to be on the podcast coming up here
Yeah, Joey was great.
within the next couple months, I hope. So yeah, I think we've covered pretty much everything from short films to feature films. Where can we see Inside?
At the Mespies, what is it, the 25th? 26th?
Yep, it'll be at the Mespies, a film festival in Minneapolis here at the Heights Theater on March 25th. I believe it's at 5:30.
Sunday.
And is that a film festival dedicated to shorts, or is it
No,
runs the gamut?
no,
They
I think
have a
that
lot
I
of different.
Yeah, I think it's all over. I think there's documentaries, documentary shorts, features. I'm not sure how far the reach is. I suppose it just depends on who's submitting it to
Yeah,
it.
for
So
sure.
I suppose it's mostly local.
Okay.
So come out and support your local arts.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's free admission.
Yeah, free admission for
Oh,
all
even better.
movies.
Somebody just has to walk away paying you guys for the movie.
No.
I mean, that'd be
There's-
fine
there's
if they
no
want
catch.
to.
It's not like an MCTC short film. Like there's a twist
No.
at the end because there has to be a twist at the end. Cool. So that's coming up. That'll be just a couple days after this airs. And when are you hoping to submit to the next festival season with Road to Damascus, or just kind of playing that
We'll
one by
see.
ear right
Yeah,
now?
we'll see how far we are with that one. Hopefully.
I think our goal is to get that into some really big festivals. We want to
Mhm.
try and enter that into the big four.
Sure. Yeah, I'm going to the Guadalajara International Film Festival tomorrow to work as a jury member.
Nice.
I don't know. It's some weird award that I won for writing a 100-word essay. But if you guys want me to pass out your business cards because I was too lazy to make my own, no doubt. It's the biggest film. It's the Latin American Oscars.
No
So-
kidding. Cool.
Some reason they wanted old Sam there. But I really want to thank you guys for being my first official guests on this podcast and sticking with me through the trials. But we're hitting the time limit. I try to keep it under a half an hour because I don't think anybody wants to listen to what I have to say for more than 20 minutes. So it tends to lag on towards the end. But yeah, check out Inside at the Mespies on March 25th at 5:30. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah,
you.
you
Thanks
appreciate
for having
you.
us.
Thank you.
All right, guys, there you heard it. First interview. Not as bad as I thought it was. Definitely not the best interview I'll do, but yeah, show these guys some support if you're in the area, in the Minneapolis metropolitan area. Check out Inside at the Heights Theater, 5:30 on March 25th. And just support local art, guys. I'm going to do that too. I'm going to drop a song in here at the end. It's a local band, Tiny Moving Parts. I hope you enjoy. If not, who cares? I'll see you next week. Bye.
Grab my I'll row my boat a million miles west just to brave this rapid current. Meet you up ahead. Separation is a test that I have questioned on behalf of what risks are worth taking and what mistakes I can subtract from this equation. I can't pretend I'm too goddamn desperate. Just promise me tomorrow we won't regret this. The irony of dehydrating along the sea.